Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. I know my own, and my own know me. The sheep and the good shepherd. The good shepherd is Jesus. What about the sheep? Who are the sheep? We are the sheep. That doesn't sound very complimentary. In fact, an insult. But the Lord is telling us the truth as it is. The Lord knows us so well, and He calls us my sheep. Once we understand our own nature, who we are, we will understand and experience the Good Shepherd really and deeply. A sheep has no sense of direction. It is helpless and homeless and prone to get lost. It needs to be sought out and then so stubborn that the shepherd will have to carry the sheep home. That's why the picture of the shepherd always carrying the sheep, because the sheep is very stubborn. It has no sense of direction. So you will have to carry the sheep home. It won't get back home by itself. Does that sound really true about you? I would say it is so true about me. Again, I say, unless you have an understanding of your own nature and identity, you will not be able to experience Jesus as the Good Shepherd. What is your identity? Who are you really? You have a surname Christian, but what is your first name? What is your first name? Remember, the Lord said to Simon, I am going to pronounce your first name. It is Peter. People call you Simon, but your first name is Peter. So what is the meaning of the word identity? Identity is the stable core of your being. Who you are really. It is your self-understanding. There are two ways of looking at identity, the traditional one and the modern one. Very easy to understand. What is the traditional one? You are what you do. You are a father, you are a mother, you are a teacher, you are an organist, you are this, you are what you are. You are a priest, you are a religious sister. What you are defines you. That is your identity. Depending on your performance, the society gives you honor and respect. Oh, you are a wonderful father. You are a wonderful husband. You're a wonderful wife. Depending on your performance, the society gives you respect and honor. You are what you are. You are your job and your responsibilities. What is the modern one? You are what you think you are. You create your own identity. Don't bother about what they say. You make your own life. Whatever you think right is right. Don't listen to other people. Whatever, it is your life, your own life. You choose, you decide. Whatever you think right is right. That's a modern understanding of identity. Both can be a crushing burden. The traditional one and the modern one. Let us look at the traditional one again. Whatever you are, as a husband or a wife or a parent or a teacher or whatever be your title or your job, there's always the pressure to perform. There's always the pressure to perform. Everything depends on your fame, your respect. Everything depends on how well you perform. You may remember in that film, Chariots of Fire, there is a dialogue. Harold Abrahams, he says, when that gun goes off, I got 10 seconds to justify my whole existence. Meditate on that line. When that gun goes off, I have 10 seconds to justify my whole existence. If I succeed, if I win, all the admiration of the world. But if I fail, I will be driven into oblivion. 10 seconds to perform. Everything depends on your performance. Apply it to your own life. Another example, Madonna. In one interview, she said, I am driven by the fear of being mediocre. I am driven by the fear of being mediocre because I have become somebody. Because I have become somebody, I still have to prove that I am somebody. It's a constant battle. You have to prove yourself. You have the pressure to perform because you depend on what others say. Because the respect, the honor, your title, everything is what do they say. Now think about the modern one again. You may remember in that film, you will know what film that is. Climb every mountain. Follow every rainbow. You will find your dreams. Sounds very sweet, doesn't it? Very beautiful, isn't it? Climb every mountain. Follow every rainbow. You will find your dreams. That is a recipe for madness. Sounds very good. But try that. You will go crazy. Think about that modern line. Your life is your own. Whatever you think right is right. You choose what is right. It is your life. Choose it. These things all sound very, very really wonderful, but if you analyze and think about it, how can you create your own identity? The logic is, you are made in the image of God. So how can you create your own identity? Identity has to be received, not achieved. That's a key line. Identity has to be received, not achieved. By your performance, you achieve it, like you Harold Abrahams. Now look at the other character in that film. What is his name? Eric Liddell. A good message. He says, God made me for a purpose. Identity from above. God made me for a purpose. And He made me fast. And when I run, I feel God's pleasure. God made me for a purpose. He made me fast, and when I run, I feel His pleasure. That is a true identity. Let me put this way, in the words of a spiritual writer, the praise of the praiseworthy. The praise of the praiseworthy. There's only one person whom I need to worship. The one who gave me life, the one to whom I owe everything, the source of my being and everything I am. I owe everything to Him. God is the source of my identity. Why I say so? Some more logic. Imagine you depend on your wife for your identity to be called, you're a wonderful husband. Or the other way, you're a wonderful wife. If you depend on your husband or your wife for your identity, there is a problem. What is the problem? He may not be there another day. A day will come, you will have to see your wife in a coffin. So all the CAs, your husband, your wife, your congregation, your society, everything gave you the title and the honor and the respect. And one day you will find that person who meant everything to you, who gave you the title and the honor and the respect, that person is gone. Where is your identity? You can't depend on anybody for your identity, because whatever you get from the people, they're only for the day. The next day, they won't be there. To close, once we have this sense about our real identity, who we are and who we are not, then you will cling to the Good Shepherd. He knows who we are, frail and weak and having no sense of purpose or meaning. That's why I am the Good Shepherd. I will carry you home.